This exercise is the rack deadlift, or a pin pull, some people call it, because you're deadlifting off the squat rack pins. Now, a couple things about this exercise. This is a partial deadlift. All right, so you're deadlifting, unlike the deficit deadlift, which overloads the start of the lift, this allows you to overload the top end of the lift. So if your start's good and you're weak at the lockout, this is a great exercise to implement for that problem. Now, a couple things. Generally, you don't want to pull too high. You want to make sure that you're still hinging in the deadlift, or else you're not going to get any benefit out of the exercise. If I've got the bar so high, I just got to squat down like this and pick it up. I'm going to pick up a ton of weight, but it's not going to do anything for my deadlift. It may build my grip, but it's not doing anything to help my hinge of the deadlift. So generally, I don't want to go much higher than this area right below my knees. The power rack that I have, which is Elite Fitness Systems power rack, the way the rod and the pin goes at the bottom, I can get these first 3 hold positions here that give me 3 different positions from about, a little bit above mid-shin up to just below my knees. So that gives me a lot of variety in the rack deadlift. If I go much higher than that, it puts me into a position that I'm not really deadlifting. I'm more or less just kind of squatting down and picking it up. So it's really not building my hinge, which is what I'm trying to do, get that lockout at the top of the lift. All right, some lifters love the rack pull, some don't, but it's a good variation for the top end of the deadlift and the lower back strength. Now, the Elite Fitness and the Westside barbell style racks typically come with a spot pin that is a rod and pin system. That helps keep some of the stress off the bar when you drop the bar into the racks when you're lifting heavy deadlifts. Now, the other variable that I would look at is what bar do you use. I wouldn't use your most expensive top-of-the-line bar. I'd use a bar that you have that's maybe already bent, or go get a cheap bar that you don't mind dropping on the pins. I definitely wouldn't use a good Texas Power bar, an Olympic bar, or something that you pay a lot of money for. I just go to a consignment shop and buy a cheap barbell and use that, because I don't use this lift much, and when I do, I have a few different beater bars here that I can use, for that purpose. Now, you do the exercise just like you would a regular deadlift. You're going to step up to the bar with the shins close to or right on the bar. You're going to hinge by folding at the hips down until you grab that bar, pack the chin, lock the elbows, take a breath, hinge or wedge yourself between the ground and the bar, and drive the hips into the bar to pull it up. Then reverse the move, take it back down to the pins. Remember, the rack pull is being implemented to build the hinge of the deadlift. If I pull from too high of a starting position, I'm not going to work that hinge, and I'm really going to get no benefit out of the exercise.